Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to the new Worth Playing. This time we're looking at Oracle, the first of 4 games featured on C. Melusine's East Van EP. I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. C. Melusine thinks video games should be more like music, and the East Van EP is his way of expressing that. You can pick up this game and others at his itch.io page, which appears both here and in the comments below this video. The whole EP only costs you $2, and you get 3 more games down the line. I'd tell you what C. Melusine's real name is, but I can't, because seriously, I looked. It's not on his Twitter page, it's not listed on the page for one of his other games, it's not even listed on the website for East Van EP. Anyway. Oracle. First of all, look at that fucking fire. That's a good looking fire. I can appreciate a nice game of fire. Oracle is pretty simple. You sit down in front of the fire, which, again, looks great, and experience a series of visions. All around you are weapons, swords, axes, spears. It's clear this is a holy ground for warriors, even if the game never really provides any explicit concept for what's going on. You can look around, but you can't move anywhere. It's a simple, quiet scene of reflection. Eventually, the game starts asking some cryptic questions. Click, click, click. Pick an answer and the fire spits out your fate. When that's over, the process begins again. Look at the fire, see some visions, answer some questions, and learn your fate again. That's all there really is to Oracle, but it's surprisingly relaxing. Keep in mind, the designer intended for these games to be like tracks off an album. As these games are released, they should form a more coherent whole. Oracle does a phenomenal job of setting a mood. I can see why most people might find it boring, but if you've ever stared at a TV around Christmas with a Fireplace DVD on loop, you'll understand why Oracle can be transfixing. Even though the interactions here are limited, there's a certain satisfaction in getting a glimpse into what if and filling in the blanks. When viewed through the lens of a musical track, Oracle feels like the moody album opener, setting the stage for what's to come. If the rest of the East Van EP is like Oracle, it's going to be super weird. Really though, Oracle is just an excuse for me to talk to you about C. Melusine's other game, Glitch Hikers.
And that was Pinky's Dream by David Lynch. This is Radio 90, and you're listening to Night Drive. Thanks for joining us tonight. Almost 100
In Glitch Hikers, you just drive. It's dark, it appears the man on the radio is aware of you, and you drive. It's possible to move back and forth between lanes, and you can speed up and slow down your car, but neither actually makes a meaningful difference in what's happening on screen. As you drive, though, people appear on the side of the road. A few minutes later, and a person appears. Well, calling them a person might be stretching it. I'm not totally sure what this is exactly. The conversations you have with these folks are pretty innocuous, and I found myself engaging on a more realistic kind of role-playing than I've done in a long time. Usually role-playing means being someone besides yourself. In Glitch Hikers, I found it easier to be myself. Are you one of those people who answers age gates on websites with total honesty? I do that. I don't know why. And for some reason, playing Glitch Hikers and answering some of its questions reminded me of the kind of space I go to when I fill out those forms. Despite the surreal nature of the world around you, the conversations in Glitch Hikers ignore everything about that. It felt relaxing. The other people don't judge you. Whatever you say, whether it comes from a place of honesty or not, just floats into the ether. It felt similar to taking an online psych quiz. Being from the Midwest, cars are a fact of life. You can get a bike, you can ride the bus, but chances are you need a car to really get around. I don't enjoy sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic, but I love what cars offer. A chance to get away, control, a sense of power. It has a calming effect, especially on long drives. There's nothing to do but stare forward and get lost in your thoughts. Glitch Hikers reminds you of those moments during the few times I've driven across the country, the long, empty stretches across states like Iowa, states with so very little going on. During those moments, lost in your head and with the empty road in front of you, it can really feel like you're talking to various characters that make up issues you're trying to wrestle with in your head. I attribute my long drives from Illinois to California, then from California to Illinois, as cathartically responsible for settling my emotions during those big, life-changing moves. Thing is, the vast majority of games with cars in them are about replicating the thrill of the race, or simulating the sensation of how a car works. They're fixated on capturing fantasies we're familiar with in other genres. Gran Turismo, its realism, and Burnout, its bending reality. There's nothing wrong with any of these games, and unlike so much of what you experience in other games, we know what it's like to drive a car. We know how we feel inside a car. Glitchhikers tries to capture an intangible mental place we go to when we enter a car and press the gas pedal. And that's Worth Playing for this week. Please let me know if you enjoyed this new approach to the show. I'm not sure if this is what we'll be sticking with, but I wanted to share the experiment. Hopefully, we'll see you next time.